We obviously all want to roll better. We want to improve our jiu-jitsu. But the idea of rolling hard, it really doesn't work. It doesn't help us improve our game. The focus should be always on the drilling. There are several ways to drill, and I'm going to share how we do here at Team Passos. First, I don't believe the focus of the drilling should be in a technique alone. Usually what I like to do, I like to get a position and decide that we want to work on that position for several weeks. I'll give an example. We're working on spider guard. So if I come here and I show 3-4 techniques from the spider guard, and next week we move to a different position, it's impossible to really develop a spider game. So what we do is we make blocks, we make cycles of about 6 weeks on each position. And the idea is we're gonna spend 6 weeks drilling a lot of on those specific positions. Right now we're working the spider guard. So the idea we've been doing is first, how to get on the spider guard. On the week 2, how to maintain the spider guard. On week 3, how to start attacking from the spider guard. Attacking how to sweep, how to submit our opponent. If we lose, what are the options to transition to the lasso, to transition to the close guard. It takes a lot of time for us to improve in a position. Among that, there are several ways in class that we can drill. But here at Team Passos, we do a little different. I personally don't like the drilling where the students go rep a technique. Let's say we're working the spider guard from the triangle, where the students rep, I do that technique 10 times and my partner do 10 times. I don't like that way. The reason why is some of the students drill very fast. So if I put a total amount of 20 minutes of drilling, each one rep 5 times. Whoever is repping faster, in the end of the 20 minutes, is gonna do a lot less time of drilling than the one that takes their time doing it slow. So the way we do is, if I'm gonna rep for 20 minutes, that's the time that I have for the class, I break down in 10 rounds of 2 minutes. So each student can go on their own pace to drill the technique that we're working on. This way, I have also the opportunity to get and give some feedback from the position. It's important that every time that we work in the technique, that we work in the drilling, that we work in the position, the triangle from the spider guard, it's very easy for the student get so focused on the triangle itself, which is the technique, that maintaining that position, which is the spider guard, it becomes irrelevant, which becomes a problem when you start rolling. So I keep always bringing back the point that even though I'm wrapping a triangle from the spider guard, the focus should always be in the position. We will wrap the triangle, but the idea is how you maintain the spider guard, how you transition from the spider guard to a triangle, how you maintain from the spider guard to a triangle to get it back on the spider guard. The idea of the drilling should always focus on developing the position and not just the technique itself. That brings to the second very important thing about the drilling, which is when we start rolling, it's very important that we start the rolling always from the position that we are drilling. Otherwise, you're going to be drilling a position over and over and over for 20, 30 minutes. And then when we start the sparring, you might not even get the chance to exercise what we did. An example, if I start I'm drilling a spider guard and I start rolling from the knees, you might get on the position where none of the students get the opportunity to practice the spider guard, which is what they're working on. So what I do is I always start the rolling. If we're wrapping the spider guard, when we start the rolling, we do short rounds and we start from the spider guard. We do short rounds where I go for 2 minutes, I start from the spider. After 2 minutes, my opponent starts from the spider guard. and we keep going back and forth a few rounds, and then we can start from standing or from the knees. But always exercising that. If I'm working a position that which is from the back, chokes from the back, well, the first few rounds, we're gonna start immediately, not from the knees, but we're gonna start from the back, which give us the opportunity to learn how to maintain and exercise the position. To always focus on the position. We do few rounds from the spider guard, and then later on, towards the end of the rolling, then we can start on the knees. Always rotating that way. Now, like I said, we do cycles of 6 weeks usually. So what I try to do is, after I finish the spider guard cycle, what I try to do a counter, which is my next cycle is going to be how to pass standing if my opponent has the spider guard. And I start a 6-week cycle of drilling a lot of passes, a lot of understanding on how to kill the spider guard from my opponent. And this way you keep always building on the game. Because if I go from one cycle, which is spider guard, to then let's go here from a beating bolo or to armbar from the close guard, the class is not really flowing, the program is not really flowing, and makes harder for the student keep developing the game. This way, if I start doing the passing from the spider guard, it allowed me, even though I'm working now not spider from the bottom, but I'm working pass, it allowed me to continue the rolling from the spider guard, where the person at the top now is going to have the opportunity to drill the passes that they're going, but also give the opportunity for the person in the bottom now still keep exercising how to maintain and doing the attacks. It's very important when we put a program that we are a lot ahead, that we know the things that we're going to be working in 3, 4, 5, 6 months in advance, so you can prepare your classes that will make sense and maximize the time of the students on the mat. It takes time, it takes a lot of preparation, but it's worth, because in the end of the day, your students are going to understand there is a process they need to follow. And it's a curriculum that they need to follow. And they start understanding the position in a better way. And slowly, doing that way, we use the technique as a tool to better understand the position. And the better you understand the position, the better you're going to be able to play your game and learn the art of Jiu-Jitsu. So stay focused on the position, stay focused on the curriculum, think ahead, and always keep thinking top and bottom at the same time.